and obviously the heaters have kicked in with the rubber and everything like that. But especially, you don't want the top cushion bouncing, or any of them, because you're playing the safeties and whatever, the top end. So I think also he was concerned about the cue ball as well. I think we saw that earlier on. We saw that just the end of the match with Jimmy Robertson, when he tried to get out of that snooker, didn't he, for the green, and that when he hit that hard, but it definitely bounced. But Ronnie was just a little bit concerned that this cushion is not reacting as it should.
Yeah, and when we're talking about bouncing, we're talking about the tournament.
8.
Missed a relatively easy red at the start of the second frame.
9.
And now the safety error could mean that the third slips through his grasp rather quickly.
Quite a funny little quip there at the end of that frame where we listened into Ronnie O'Sullivan with Yu Delu was being asked 16. The question from our referee Marcel Eckhart, and Ronnie said, well, I'm not sure if he speaks English. So I'm not sure if you'll get anything
17.
out of you with that one. I thought it was quite funny. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Ronnie's in there in the third. But the thing is, you know, there's all this thing about the kicks and the bounces and all that sort of thing. The players have to have confidence in the equipment in front of them to produce their best. That's what it's all about.
23.
Well, we know that Ronnie's a perfectionist and he does go on about one or two things, but I'll tell you what, I think he's similar to like a John McEnroe with the umpires and things a few years ago when he got them to up their game. And he's doing the same thing. He expects the referees to be at a standard. He expects the equipment
28.
to be at a certain standard. And there's nothing wrong with that, because if he's pioneering that, you know, he's the figurehead, he's putting it all together for the other players as well.
Well, what a split of the reds that was. Suddenly,
29.
This frame is looking over. John Higgins in a bit of bother as well, next door on table 2, defending his title, looking for his 5th Welsh Open crown, but 3-1 down to the home favourite Michael White.
36.
Is at the table on a break of 15, looking to seal victory. The winner of
37.
this match, remember, plays either Mark Selby, the world #1, or Mark Williams.
Yes, I'm right in saying that's the next match-up, Phil, isn't it?
Yep,
44.
Dave Hendon and Joe Johnson will be here to bring you that one. And it might not be too far away, the way things are beginning to pan out here.
Yeah, great match to finish the evening with as well. Judd Trump against Joe Perry. Well, he's back in the groove.
52.
Yes, and the frustration for you will be that he's rather allowed this to happen. Got a bonus in pinching that first frame with the fluke.
60.
Had a really good chance at the start of the second.
61.
But this is what happens when you don't take those chances against Ronnie O'Sullivan in this mood. 96 points without reply in the first, or rather the second frame. The first O'Sullivan won, and now another 68 and counting
68.
in this frame.
The thing is as well, Ronnie likes the schedule here because we know we're playing
69.
1 round per day. He gets a little bit bored if he has to hang around the venues for 3 or 4 days before he plays again, but he's playing every day here, which does make a difference for him. He wants to be out there and displaying his talents.
Yes, no greater test of your patience in hanging around than the Crucible, of course, the World Championship, where it's a 17-day slog. The advantage of winning the tournament as defending champion, of course, is that if you get past your first round, you then have a few days off before your second round in Sheffield, which allows you the possibility of returning home and chilling out for a while before the last 16 gets underway. O'Sullivan won't have that luxury this year, having lost in the quarter-finals to Stuart Bingham, the reigning champion, last spring. But that's all ahead of us.
Nicely landed on this red to the middle. This could be another century coming up here from him.
Well, 2 bad shots from Yu Delu, and it's cost him 2 frames
84.
in about 15 minutes.
5.
He's slowing down.
Not a bad positional shot.
91.
Got a bit
92.
of potential, this lad, hasn't he? What do you reckon? Just missed out on the century on the last one, so should make it here now.
98. 99.
Back to the norm. Back in the groove.
That's the 19th of this campaign for Ronnie O'Sullivan, the 813th in total, and the 6th of this tournament. Well over 200 points without reply now, after losing that scrappy opener,
110.
somewhat unluckily.
14. 19.
What can you say?
5.
He holds the top break, of course, with that 1-4-6. But the 1-3-2 clearance wasn't too shabby, was it? One poor shot from Yu Delu, and he spent the rest of the frame.